Good morning.
Welcome to another Farmington Area Public Schools Technology Education video with Ann Keelis.
So good morning. In this video, we are going to go through the 3-view orthographic sketch Google Slides presentation. Orthographic sketch is a way to take a three-dimensional object and draw it with 3 two-dimensional sketches. This example right now that I'm showing you on the first slide is a jet. Pretty cool drawings of a jet that shows in 2 dimensions the 3 views if you were looking at it from the top and then from the front and from the side. So this is a 3-view sketch. A sketch is a rough drawing representing the chief features of an object or scene and often made as a preliminary sketch. No one will be judging your drawing skills. Don't judge them yourself. Stay loose. Just sketch. But I am going to ask you to sketch on paper with a pencil. And once we do that, you will take a picture of your sketch and submit it to an assignment. I included this super cool sketch because it's done by Leonardo da Vinci. And he sketched a really excellent sketch of a modern bicycle, like 400 years before that was invented. You can see he was kind of picturing how the person would sit on it. It's just so cool that he thought of this 400 years before anybody else managed to make it a reality. So here are some definitions. Orthographic, the word orthographic is a fancy word for written. So you are going to be writing with pencil on paper. Projection is the process of reproducing a spatial object on a plane by projecting its points. These lines between the front view and the top view, which is for some reason in the wrong place, it should be above the item, but these lines are called projection lines, and they allow you to draw 2 views or 3 views of an object and make them exactly the same size, and all the features on the items exactly the same size. This is called projection, and this is what we are going to learn how to do. Isometric is a way of representing a 3-dimensional object in 2 dimensions. So this view with the red and green and purple arrows is an isometric view. We are not going to learn how to do that in this class, partly because we just don't have the time, but partly because once you learn to draw in 3 dimensions in the CAD program, you just have to click a button and you can see the isometric view. So it's kind of a skill that we don't need to have. We can get that by clicking on a button in the CAD program or computer-aided design program. So this is how we explain orthographic projection. Imagine that you have a 3-dimensional object, this rectangular cube. It's not really a cube because it's rectangular. Imagine it, this 3-dimensional object, as if it's in the center of a 3-dimensional glass box. So you're inside of a glass box. If you point a light from the opposite side of any of these 3 sides, you could imagine that you could project this shape for each of the 3 sides onto the sides of the glass box. Then if you opened that glass box up, you would see a front view of this rectangle, a top view of this rectangle, and then a right side view of this rectangle. We have basically taken this 3-dimensional object and turned it into 3 views using orthographic projection. The projected images are the front, top, and right side normally. Here is another example of a 3-view orthographic projection. This L-shaped item is here. You can see in this case that the dimensions are in millimeters, not imperial or inches. That's not a big deal. You can do it either way. But you can see we have a top view, a front view that shows these two sides, and then a right side view that shows these two sides. That's an example of 3-view orthographic projection. There is a video here in your version of this slideshow, but we are going to watch that tomorrow, so you don't have to do that right now. In the video, it will direct you to watch the video, and then on the next day you're going to go to a certain number of minutes and seconds in the video and stop there, and then draw the object in the video in 3 views using projection lines. You'll see that in the video. This is another good example of how to sketch this object in 3 views. Here's the top view with the hole and these edges for these projections, and then the front view, what it would look like, and then the right side view. These lines are called hidden lines. Those are lines that are there inside of the object where the hole is, but you can't see them from the outside. Same with this edge. This is this surface, but you can't see it from the front view, so there are some hidden lines. Again, these are in millimeters. And this is how you show a diameter or a radius. This is a radius 10. This circle is 20 millimeters diameter. So there's an enrichment activity on Friday for you to select any object in your house. I would suggest you pick something simple to start with and draw it in 3 views. That is an enrichment activity, and that's due on Friday. So the sketch that you're going to make after watching the video is due Wednesday, and there should be a Dropbox. I'll make sure of that. So this finishes up our reading of the 3-view orthographic sketch Google Slides presentation.